Everyone has a personal brand, whether it's carefully crafted and developed by that person or as perceived by the audience, by the other people. For example, suppose I just roll up my sleeve while talking to you like this. Compare that with the previous view when I was just full buttoned. It gives you a different perception about me, isn't it? So I am carefully crafting my personal brand now. In this video, I will help you learn how to do your brand audit in 5 minutes, how to craft a very powerful personal brand, and then how you can carry your brand every day by inculcating micro habits. So let's dive in. Most of the time what people do, they leave their brand image to the chance. Take example of Maya. Very talented senior level managers was considered for an executive role but passed over for the promotion. You know why? As one executive puts it, she is very diligent, she works hard, but she lacks strategic thinking. And the same thing happened to me once. For one of the global roles, I was being considered, and the executive who was hiring for the role, he said, Indranil is fantastic, he is very capable, but he lacks gravitas. Gravitas, I started scratching my head. At that time, I didn't even know what it meant. So you see, whether you craft your brand or not, but you have a brand image, you have a reputation. As Jeff Bezos puts it, your brand is what people talking about you when you are not there in the room. So take control of your brand, my friend. And here is a nice way of auditing your brand. And this is a very simple 5 questions you can send to 5 of your friends or colleagues to do a brand audit. The first question, what 3 adjectives describes me? That's the first question. Second, where do you think I add most value? Third, where have you seen me at my best? Fourth, what you believe is going to hold me back? Number 5, what role you picture me playing in the next year? So these are the 5 simple questions. You should answer it for yourself, to send it to 5 colleagues or friends, and then you see what you get. What you get, what is your view and what is others' view. When I did this audit, it was very, very surprising, and it was an eye-opener because I thought I am diligent, I am people-friendly, I am nice, kind-hearted, and what others thought, yes, he is nice, kind-hearted, but he lacks courage. He is diligent, but lacks imagination. So you see, there is a difference between your view, my view, and others' view. And that's why you need to do this audit. Very simple one. These are the 5 questions as you can see on the screen. Just do this audit. It takes hardly 10-15 minutes, but it's extremely powerful. Extremely powerful. Do it. Once you do that brand audit, then you start understanding where is the gap. And then you start taking control of your brand. And that's the second step. How do you start crafting your brand statement? And here is a very simple framework. I believe I learned it from one of the Harvard Business Review articles. It's very simple. The way it goes, for a target audience, so you define your target audience. For target audience, I deliver the value, you articulate the value among peer groups, so you define your peer groups, because then you have a capability proof point. For example, for me, I would say for mid-level leaders, my target audience, I bring transformation of their mindset. So that's what I bring value among leadership coaches and executives. And then I come to the proof point, which is because I have decades of global leadership experience, I have done it, I have lived through it. So this is my personal brand statement. You can design yours, and I can provide you multiple other examples. And here are some of the examples you see on the screen, and you can start crafting your own brand statement. So repeat with me and think about it as you do it. As I say it, you start thinking about that brand statement that you want to craft for yourself. For target audience, think about your target audience. I bring, articulate the value, think about the value you bring among peer groups, define your peer groups, because then you give your proof point of the capability. Do this, and that gives you a nice framework to craft your own personal brand statement. And I would love to hear from you how you have crafted, so put it in the comment I'd love to hear back from you about your brand statement. And once you've crafted your brand statement, here comes the next step, which is how you carry your brand every day. How you carry your brand every day, how you make it visible, and how you develop brand micro habits. And there are 3 simple things, my friend. First, many times we start with small talk, like how are you, how was the weekend, and that's your moment. You need to convert those small talk to a demonstration of your personal brand. So next time someone asks you, how are you? Just don't say, I'm fine and thank you. You start elaborating a bit more. So I'll give you my example. So someone asking me, how are you? I nowadays say, it's a complete shift from corporate to running your own business. It is challenging. At the same time, such a fulfillment and joy I have when I see the kind of difference my organization Leaderion is making on others. So you kind of transform that moment or micro moment into your brand statement in a way. It sounds manipulative, maybe, but you really have to consciously start building your brand. For example, if someone asks you, how was the weekend? You may say, okay, I was learning synthesizer this weekend. I'm still novice at it, but I really love learning new things. So that talks about your brand, which is learning never stops. So you get a sense, right? So small talk, micro moments, convert that to your brand moments. Second is every week you post something which amplifies your brand statement. For example, you are trying to project yourself as an AI expert. Every week on LinkedIn, post something which is meaningful, or you can comment on a post from an AI guru. And when you do that, here is another tip. Don't just put a comment and support and agree. You bring a counter point of view. You give your own opinion, and that amplifies your brand. Try it out next time. You can do it in social circles as well. So anytime you go somewhere, whether it's a social media or in professional social circle, you start amplifying your brand, start practicing that. And let's come to the third one, a story bank. You need to have stories which narrates your brand. And you need to think about those stories, little stories in different settings. So have your story bank. You know why? Because stories people remember. So those are the 3 simple steps. Your brand micro habits. Make sure you start practicing that daily for next 30 days. And you will see the transformation. Because whether you like it or not, whether you want it or not, you have a personal brand. Either crafted by you consciously or perceived by others, and you leave it to chance. Don't leave it to chance. Start crafting your personal brand. Make sure you take actions today. Download the Excel. Do your 5-minute brand audit now. Send it to 5 people. Compare your view versus their view. Craft your brand statement. So remember those that nice framework we talked about for target audience. I bring value among peer groups because the proof point of your capability. And third, make sure you start living your micro brand moments. And if you do that, you start taking control of your brand, and more importantly, you start taking control of your career. I wish you good luck, and next time we are going to talk about something very, very interesting, executive presence. So stay tuned. Make sure you like, share this video, and have your notification on. You don't want to miss out. Thank you for watching today. Goodbye, and I see you soon.